Welcome to the debate. Look, we have to dive straight into this tactical disaster class we saw at Crypto.com Arena because our tactical eye test showed us a complete operational collapse from the Indiana Fever. Losing 106-92 to the LA Sparks was just...
a total structural breakdown. Honestly, it was painful to watch.
Exactly. But look, the reason why is incredibly clear. They rushed Caitlin Clark back on this rigid minutes restriction, and it actively sabotaged their entire rhythm. I mean, we're talking about a major forced integration that just completely derailed their flow.
Wait, hold on. Are you really blaming the guards for this? Are you kidding me?
Let me finish. She was capped at like exactly 15 minutes and 39 seconds because she was compromised, shooting 4 for 12 with 4 turnovers and a minus 16. This forced rotation destroyed everything. Kelsey Mitchell was brilliant, right, with 29 points. But instead of letting her run the offense, they just spent the whole game awkwardly accommodating Clark and scrambling every time she went to the bench.
No way. I come at it from a totally different angle. You're completely ignoring the front court. The catastrophe here wasn't some rotational whiplash in the backcourt. It was the fact that they were missing Aliyah Boston. Without their defensive anchor, a Sparks team that was sputtering on a 3-game losing streak just played pure bully ball.
Bully ball? Come on.
Yes, bully ball. LA was missing Kelsey Plum and Cameron Brink, so they entirely abandoned modern pace and space principles. They didn't need to stretch the floor because they could just hammer an unprotected paint using their sheer size.
Yeah, but our analysis shows a completely different mechanical failure on the floor. A modern basketball offense relies heavily on read and react timing. It's like a high-performance engine that requires continuous spatial memory. If you forcefully cut the ignition every few laps by subbing your primary ball handler in and out irregularly, you destroy the momentum. That rotational whiplash caused Indiana's sloppy execution. But you can't just look at the turnovers. They committed 17 costly turnovers, which LA ruthlessly converted into 22 points. That included a 10-0 run in the mid-second quarter. That is the definition of operational whiplash.
That's a compelling argument, but I am not buying that line of reasoning because it assumes the turnovers happened in a vacuum. Our film study shows that without Boston, Indiana's defensive communication entirely evaporated. That destroyed their overall floor balance and forced those transition errors. Look at how LA actually operated out there. They funneled everything through Nneka Ogwumike and Dearica Hamby at the elbows, the high post areas. Because those two were successfully collapsing the defense inside, Indiana's wing defenders were mathematically forced to pinch in to help. And that is exactly what created the wide-open perimeter space for Burrell to just go unconscious and drop 22 points.
That's a huge point, and honestly, the half-court spacing was compromised. But man, look at the transition panic. That points back to a systemic identity crisis. Look at the start of the third quarter. LA poured in 18 points in just 5 minutes.
Exactly, because they had no anchor.
No, wait, that wasn't methodical high-post execution. That was Indiana scrambling. They were caught between trying to force the narrative of reintegrating their franchise savior and actually executing a coherent tactical game plan.
Well, I definitely agree they suffered a massive identity crisis. But the mechanism behind that third quarter flurry was a complete lack of interior resistance.